Good afternoon, everyone. As we navigate the challenges that come with the impact COVID-19 is having on all of our lives, we are honored to be able to virtually bring to you San Jacinto College's Central Campus Nursing Pinning Ceremony. Please note that during this ceremony, microphones and chat capabilities have been disabled for all participants. Participants will be able to view all presentations and panelists. However, they will not be able to view any other participants attending the ceremony. Now please sit back and help us honor the graduating nursing class of 2020. I would like to introduce Dr. Rhonda Bell, Dean of Health and Natural Sciences at the Central Campus.
Thank you, Raina. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the Chancellor, the Deputy Chancellor, and our Provost, Van Wigington, who is here today, I think he's waving somewhere, we would like to welcome you to the first ever virtual pinning ceremony for the August 2020 graduating class. Yay! Wow, what an incredible journey this has been. Today is truly a celebration of your hard work, your dedication, and your perseverance. Today is a celebration of those who have helped each of you get to this finish line. Not only did you survive care plans, HESI exams, unit exams, final exams, and clinicals, but you've survived in the midst of a pandemic. As a nurse, I know this journey has not been easy. We have been preparing you for an incredible responsibility, taking care of others. You are the front line of healthcare, and we need you right now more than ever. I wish you the very best. Congratulations, and I'd like to introduce the Department Chair of Nursing, Dr. Nicholas Moraris.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the nursing faculty and staff, I welcome you to San Jacinto College Central Associate Degree Nursing Program, Class of Summer 2020 Virtual Pinning Ceremony. Today, we celebrate the completion of the Associate Degree Nursing Program through a traditional ceremony, the Nurses Pinning Ceremony. The pinning ceremony is a time-honored nursing school tradition. It signifies the official initiation into the nursing brotherhood and sisterhood. This ceremony can be traced all the way back to the Crusades of the 12th century. However, the modern ceremony dates back to 1860s when Florence Nightingale was awarded the Red Cross of St. George in her recognition to her service. She in return presented a Medal of Excellence to her brightest graduates. By early 1900s, the practice of pinning in new graduates was standard throughout the United States. Today marks the accomplishment of a great milestone in our lives of our nursing graduates. These graduates made a major decision 2 years ago that changed the entire life. At this time, I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Rita Armstrong. Dr. Armstrong has been committed to the health of care industry for over 31 years, 25 years in nursing, 13 years in nursing education. Educational background consists of San Antonio College of Medical Assistant Baptist School of Vocational Nursing, Associate's Degree in Nursing, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing from the University of Incarnate Word, Master of Science in Nursing Education from Drexel University 2013, and her doctorate from Nursing of Practice from Gotham University in 2014. With that said, please welcome Dr. Armstrong.
Thank you. I would like to say hello to administration, faculty, staff, and definitely to our nursing graduates. I was going to start with a long, drawn out written speech, but I decided not to. I actually want to talk to you graduates, which are going to be our future colleagues, if not already our colleagues, since some of you are already licensed, and congratulations, hats off to you for that. But I just want to tell you a little story. I met this young lady. I've been knowing her now for about 25 years. And when I met her, she didn't know what she wanted to do. She first started off in criminal justice, and then she did some medical assisting and CNA, but she still wasn't convinced as to how she wanted to tailor her life. So she ended up giving me a call, and I actually talked to her about going into nursing. I said, well, how can you better serve the public and the human race but to go into nursing? I said, that's one of those careers that are endless, and the learning is endless. And she said, okay, well, I'll give it a try. So she got into nursing school, LPN school, and it was difficult for her. She was in between jobs and, you know, basically didn't have a lot of income and had no transportation. And so she got in a frenzy and was, well, how am I going to get back and forth, you know, to clinicals, and how am I going to pay my rent, and just a number of issues outside of just school itself. And I told her, I said, the door opened for you to be able to complete this goal of a year for nursing school. I said, whatever it is that you need to do, just do it. And she was like, okay, well, yeah, that's easier said than done. But still, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to, you know, have lunch the next day? I got reduced down to ramen noodles, she told me. And I told her, I said, well, keep in mind, it's temporary. This isn't going to last forever. It's a year. So a year passed, and she gave me a call, and she was all excited and said, I passed, I graduated from nursing school, and now I just want to work to make all the money I can, because she didn't have the money while she was in school. So that was her main objective, was to make money. And I told her, I said, well, keep in mind, I said, when you get out there, I said, you have to protect that license just as hard as you got it, you know, when you were in school. And she said, yeah, I'm going to do that, but it's the money. I want to make the money. And I told her, I said, it's not the money that's going to give you the satisfaction. I said, it's going to be you being able to go home at night and know that you gave the best quality care to that patient. To know that you did all that you could as a strong, prudent, competent nurse. And she said, well, yeah, that sounds all good and dandy, but we'll see. So a couple of years passed, and I didn't hear from her. She called me on the phone, and she was crying and sobbing and boo-hooing. And I said, well, what's going on? And she said, my license is in jeopardy. I said, your license is in jeopardy? I said, you just got your license. She said, well, yeah, but this director of nurses, she wasn't being fair to me, and she turned my license into the board of nursing. And I said, what? I said, you haven't even been a nurse, a few years yet. I said, you're still a baby. And she said, well, yeah, I know, but I didn't do anything wrong. I just spoke my mind. And I told her, I said, that's another growing pain. I said, with nursing also comes professionalism. You have to make sure that the people that you deal with in a professional manner. Your tactfulness, the conversations you have, the poise. Every situation or conflict, you don't always have to win. And she didn't understand it at the time, but she was still young, in her, late 20s or so. But she said, yeah, okay, well, I just need to get out of this mess. So of course I referred her to some, attorney, and to state her case and to make sure that she was okay. And she was. Actually, it turned out that the director of nurses, she didn't do her due diligence on that. And it was a really messy situation. But she ended up getting justice from that, and her license. It didn't get her out of the board of nursing having to do, different things such as remediation or having to go and pay a fine or something along those terms. She still had to go through all of that. But that was a growth for her. So a few more years went by, about 2 or 3 more years. She called me and told me she got into RN school. And I said, well, that's great. You're going to continue on. And I said, what made you decide to go back? She said, I wanted more. Although I'm an LPN, there's so much more to learn, and there's so much more to have me to grow. So the only way I can do that is to go back to school. And I said, you're absolutely correct. So she got into the program. The program was a year, and she graduated. She passed her boards first time, and she started working on the med-surg unit at one of the local hospitals in San Antonio, Texas. And she was very distraught because at that time, you know, it was a lot to do. They were working understaffed. The pay wasn't as great. And so, of course, here she comes calling me again, asking me, how do I handle this situation? I'm not being treated fair. I'm getting dumped on. I'm the new girl on the block out here on the floor. Nobody wants to help me. And I told her, I said, you need to be able to help yourself. Identify those nurses that are seasoned and cling on to them. I said, you're not there to make friends. You're there to take care of human lives. You can make friends on your own time. But while you're on the clock, you're to do your best as a nurse. And then she went on to tell me, yeah, okay, I get all that. But why do they always have to dump on us and eat us alive? And I said, it's not that they choose to. I said, but it's not for you to accept either. You don't have to accept that kind of behavior. So she went on, worked a couple of years, 5 or 6 years or so. And then she finally started getting a little irritated with the staff, and particularly with the unit manager. One particular night, she decided that she was going to be a charge nurse for the unit. And she did. She actually had 7 LVNs under her, and she had 2 brand new RNs on her staff as her part of her team. And she was very stressed. Actually, her unit was filled to capacity and had overflow. She had 45 patients on her unit, and overflow had another 20. She was the one in charge with 2 brand new nurses and 7 LPNs. So she gave me a call and she said, I don't know what to do. I know I'm supposed to lead them, but how do I lead them if I can't lead myself? I told her, I said, it's not for you to lead, it's for you to guide and to be a resource. I said, they have a license just like you do. They have guidelines to follow just like you do and rules. I said, so you're there, yes, to lead, to guide, and to be a resource and to assist as much as you can. But you're not there to do their job. So she said, well, I don't think that I can do this anymore once I get done. And I told her, I said, you have to do what's best for you. I said, but what you don't do is leave them in a time of chaos. You don't jump the boat just because there's trouble. I said, you make best of the situation and you get through the night. So with all that to say, she did get through the night. She actually resigned the next morning. And she called me again and said, I resigned. I said, why? She said, because when I asked for the support and the assistance of management, they didn't give it to me. They didn't allow it. And I said, was it the fact that they didn't allow it? Or was it the fact that there was something there for you to learn as a leader? And she said, well, I didn't look at it that way. I said, you have to look at things from all corners of the earth, not just from where you're standing. So with that to say, you as nursing graduates getting ready to meet the world, especially the world that we're living in right now, you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet to maintain that professionalism, to stand with pride in what nursing stands for. Yes, you're going to face some difficulty. Yes, things aren't always going to go your way. Yes, you're going to get frustrated and irritated. But you need to think back to that first day you started nursing school and ask yourself, why did I choose this profession? And if your answer is because you want to serve the public and people, all of humanity, that is your answer. You shouldn't look back on that and look at that as a deterrent as to why you got into nursing. So to conclude, 25 years ago, that was me. That was me as that nurse, that LPN, RN, and now as an educator. And one of the main reasons why I got into education was to ensure that the nurses that we are bringing out now has those certain characteristics and qualities to include critical thinking and skill set. So hats off to all of you. Congratulations. I bid you a good farewell onto your new journey. And this is not over. It's just the beginning. One chapter has closed, another has opened. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
for
Armstrong.
Yes, thank you. It has truly been an honor to hear you speak to our graduates today. Okay, now we're going to begin our virtual pinning ceremony as Professor Matthews will begin reading of the graduates' reflections.
First, I have Alyssa Ahmed. Mom and Dad, I could never fully express the amount of gratitude and love I have for the both of you. The amount of support you have provided is immeasurable. Family and friends, thanks for the countless pep talks, your patience, and for loving me despite my irritability throughout this difficult program. Love you all. Erika Agari. Okay, so this has to be short and sweet, which is the opposite of what nursing school is. I would not virtually be here if it wasn't for the support of my parents, sister, girlfriend, best friend, and certain faculty like Dr. Taylor, Professor Gassaway, and Dr. King. Thank you. Lex Alcos. I would like to thank my wife, Irene, and my kids for their sacrifices, their unending support, understanding, and inspiration. I made it because of you. I thank my parents and relatives back home and my Tejas family. And most of all, I thank God for the never-ending grace. Nicholas Alvarado. I want to thank my amazing wife for pushing me to always step out of my comfort zone and pursue better things, and for putting up with all the sleepless nights of stress and studying. I want to thank all my family for being patient and understanding when I miss all the gatherings to study. I want to thank all my professors, but give a special thank you to Professor Daniels Hayes, because without her pushing me every clinical beyond what I thought, I would not be who I am as a nurse now. Jennifer Avila. Thanks, Mom, for pushing me in my studies and supporting my dreams since kindergarten. Thanks, Dad and stepmom, for being supportive despite being scared of hospitals. I would like to thank my husband who studied unpronounceable medications, helped me after failed exams, and was my rock. I love you all. Jennifer Britton. I would like to thank my boyfriend, Joe, for being my rock and always encouraging me to strive to better myself. I want to thank my dad for always being there for me. Alicia Busto. I would like to thank my parents for supporting and encouraging me throughout my nursing school, and my siblings who believed in me when I could not believe in myself. My friends helped me survive nursing school, and they always reminded me when I couldn't remember the significant help I would be posing in the community as I pursue my aspiration of becoming a nurse. Cynthia Castaneda. I would like to thank my family for giving me their unconditional support throughout my nursing career. I couldn't have done this without them, and I look forward to seeing what this next chapter of my life will be like. Kassandra Collis. I'm full of gratitude to my boyfriend and our son for their daily sacrifices to make this dream a reality. To my mom for her spiritual guidance and encouragement. To my in-laws for their never-ending support, and the rest of my family who has given me so much support and love through this journey. Myrna Covarrubias. I would like to thank my husband and parents for always believing in me and supporting me throughout this incredible journey. I also want to thank Elizabeth and Adrienne. We kept each other going, and I'm blessed to have made lifelong friends. Congratulations, y'all, we did it. Elizabeth Deleon. I want to thank my family, especially my mother, who has supported me since the first day of nursing school and for believing in me. I also want to thank my friends who have endured this journey with me. Above all, I want to thank God for everything. Natalie DiBello. To everyone that has supported me, especially my husband, Sean, I truly love and appreciate you all. I also want to give a shout out to Caffeine and YouTube, the unsung heroes of my nursing school journey. This experience has been one of the books, and we can finally say it's over. Congrats, everyone. Melissa Dyer. All glory to God. Thank you, Dad, grandparents, family, friends, and Red Bull. I couldn't have done this without your love and support. This one's for you, Mama. May I always show the world the kindness and love you did. Anyhow, you all hiring? Abril Egua. I would like to say thank you to my husband, my mother and father-in-law, and my family and friends that always had words of encouragement and support. Lastly, we did it, Dad. I miss you every day, but I know you are watching over me from heaven. Tamra Evans. Colton's son, you have been my inspiration. The reason I did not give up. To my parents, family, and friends, thanks for all the support and love you have given me. It was tough, but I did it, and without you guys, it would not have been possible. Adrienne Foster. I would like to thank my husband, my daughters, and my mother for all their support and patience throughout this journey. A huge thank you also to the friends I have made during this program. You all have become like family to me. Congratulations, everyone. We did it. Monica Garza. Most importantly, I want to thank God, my family and loved ones for their prayers and support during nursing school. Also, I want to say thank you to all the people I met in the program, because without them, this could not have been possible. David Garza. It has been a tough journey for all of us, but we pushed through and now start our careers as RNs. I want to take the time to thank my wife, being there for me all the time and supporting me through the tough times. I would not have been able to succeed without her help. To caffeine and afternoon naps, thank you. You help me in my times of need. Lastly, to the classmates I have met and friends that they have become, we have made it. To quote a great leader, may your hats fly as high as your dreams. Michael G. Scott. Desiree Grisham. I would like to thank my friends and family for being by my side throughout my journey. I send out a special thank you to my fiance for dealing with my crankiness and being my patience the past 2 years. I couldn't have done without him. I'm officially a registered nurse. Araceli Heroin. It's been a long road full of sacrifices, and I wouldn't have gotten where I'm today without God and my family. Mom and Dad, thank you for always believing in me. Giovanni, thank you for all your patience and encouragement. You are my you are my biggest support. I love you. Ashley Hollins. Okay. I want to thank my friends and family for all the support given to me. This allowed me the strength to finish. Daniel Honey. The past year and a half has been the hardest, most challenging time of my life. After many tears, both out of frustration and joy, I'm so happy to be closing this chapter of my life, opening a new one. So cheers to what the future holds. Now I will hand over the reflection reading to the next faculty.
Lucia is AGIRRE. I want to thank my husband, Albert, my parents, Mario and Sergio, my siblings and friends, especially my classmates that shared in the struggle. A very special thank you to my classroom and clinical instructors and all the San Jac ADN staff. Without you, I could not have accomplished my dream. Chelsea Joseph. I started this journey a clueless nursing student. Now I'm leaving with my mind full of knowledge, lessons learned, and new opportunities awaiting me. I want to thank my family for being my rock and being supportive toward everything I chose to set my mind to. And to the nurses in my life, y'all keep me inspired and honored to do the job. Elizabeth Wynn. I want to thank my family and my boyfriend for always being there and the constant support. Thank you for believing in me when I didn't think I was capable. Thank you to the professors who were nurturing and pushed me because they saw my potential. Helen Ora. I would like to thank and appreciate my best friend, Carolyn Chibera. I could not make it this far without you. My coworkers at Ramsey, my family, my mother, sisters Gladys and Mary for your support and encouragement throughout my nursing journey. My fellow students, Amy Stevens, thank you. Elmer Parada. Thank you, Mom, Dad, Andy, Bill, Isabella, Liana, and Billy. None of this is possible without your help, support, and motivation. Love all of you. Rachel Payne. Over these past 2 years in nursing school, I have learned what it takes to be a well-rounded and competent nurse. I could not have done it without the constant love and encouragement from my friends and family. Most of all, thank you to my two biggest support systems, my mom and Bryce, that were there for every late night, every tear, every failure, and every accomplishment. I have RN at the end of my name because of y'all. I am forever grateful. Thank you. Camille Propek. I'd like to say thank you to my children for being so patient with me throughout my years of school. We finally made it. Thank you to my mom helping me with my babies while I've been in school. And Ashley, I couldn't have made it without you next to me, girl. Jessica Vanderbrink. There are too many people to thank for helping me reach this milestone, but I would like to dedicate this to my grandmother, also a nurse, who has persevered through much greater battles. I have not seen you in a long time due to COVID, but this is for you, Granny. I love you. Katelyn Vasquez. I could not have made it to this point without the support of my mother, fiance, and family members. I am so thankful to have earned this achievement and hope that my dad and grandma can look down and be proud. Here's to the next big step in life. Natalaja Weiss. I want to thank my husband for believing in me and cheering me up when I lost belief in myself. Also, I want to apologize to my beautiful daughters for all the weekends they had to stay at home when mommy had to study. Love you all. At this time, I would like to introduce Professor Miranda to lead our graduates, faculty, and nurses watching via Zoom in reading the Nightingale Pledge.
As a tribute to Florence Nightingale's dedication, compassion, her pledge is read at all pinning ceremonies, and each graduate carries a lamp demonstrating their intention to carry our ideals forward. The Nightingale Pledge. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty will I endeavor to aid the physician in his work and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care.
So in closing, I would like to say that even though you have reached the end of this particular journey, we will continue to be there for you. I think I speak for my fellow faculty when I say, please do not hesitate to reach out to us as you continue on your journey. To share a quote from Michael Josephson, take pride in how far you've come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. I would like to present to you the class of summer 2020 graduate nurses. Congratulations and welcome to the field of nursing.
Thank you very much for attending this ceremony. Enjoy celebrating with your family and friends. Stay safe. This webinar is now ending.